Welcome back. From ChatGPT's new image generator to AI suggestions on your next Google search, it's been a big week in the world of artificial intelligence.
Yes, here to bring us up to speed is tech journalist Elaine Burke. Good morning.
Hi, Elaine.
Elaine, how are you?
Good.
Open AI, so ChatGPT level 4, it's a year since that started, but it's just constantly upgrading and new additions to it, isn't it?
Yeah, so the newest addition is images in ChatGPT. So they did have an image generator called DALL-E that you had to use kind of as a separate model, but now the chatbot that's in ChatGPT, you can just put in text prompts in that and ask it to generate images. And the other big changes are that these images actually have a consistency across them. You used to be able to generate an image, and then if you asked it to tweak it, it would look nothing like the original image. It wouldn't really tweak the original. Now they've enabled character consistency and image consistency, so that's something different. They also enable you to make images of known figures, public figures, which was something that was quite limited in earlier image generators. Even people asked for images of Julius Caesar, and being a named person, they wouldn't allow that. So it was way more restricted. But Sam Altman has said that he wanted more creative, he's the CEO of OpenAI, he wanted more creative freedom with this new model, and even said, we would like for these images to not be offensive unless you want them to be, and in which case, within reason, we will allow that to happen. Is
there a difference now between ChatGPT and the likes of Gemini, which would be Google's one, and I'm not too sure what the Microsoft do they all do images now, or is this...
Yeah, there's lots and lots of image generators out there. There's even ones that wouldn't be associated with the big tech household names you're familiar with. There is tons of them out there, and they all have different levels of accessibility and restrictions in terms of what content they'll produce. But this one seems to be very freewheeling in terms of what content it will produce.
So can I ask you what sort of images are being generated? Are they just, you know, photoshopped images of you, like you're able to put in a thing, or what is it?
Yeah, so I could put in an image of myself and ask it to basically Photoshop it. I could put in a headshot that's maybe a pretty poorly done headshot and ask it to make it look nice, and it will do that, and it will look very real. These are the most realistic artificially generated images that I've seen so far, and that character consistency, the fact that you can tweak it and it still looks like you as a person, it doesn't look like someone else anymore, that's quite unnerving in many ways. The other thing that's proven really popular is people are Ghiblifying images. So there's a Japanese animation studio called Studio Ghibli. It did the film Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Ponyo, My Neighbor Totoro. Beloved films and really well regarded animation studio. And just an Amazon engineer decided to Ghiblify an image of himself, his wife and his dog, and people thought, that looks cute, I'm going to do that. And this is something that people do. They often commission, even on Etsy, pictures of themselves and their families to be look like The Simpsons, or South Park or Studio Ghibli style. And they have said, OpenAI, that they will allow image generation in a studio style. They've said that they will try not to generate images in the style of a living artist. Hayao Miyazaki is a living artist. He's like the co-founder of Studio Ghibli.
I think we have. Do we have a picture of us in Studio Ghibli style?
Well, not in Ghibli style, but an Irish studio. I think we've got
This is our Ghibli version as well. Look at that.
Yeah, so it's that kind of it's some kind of anime style. It's very cutesy. Kind of has a nostalgic vibe to it. It's when you were familiar with Studio Ghibli, you would instantly recognise the vibes of their kind of images. Yeah. I asked it to generate images of cartoon saloon style. And what was interesting is, because I was trying not to push outside the boundaries too much, I was trying to just be an innocent user of ChatGPT, and I just asked it to generate in cartoon saloon style. And it was taking so much time to generate it that it then asked me, do you want any more specifics? Do you want it to be like Wolf Walkers or like Song of the Sea? They were asking me which cartoon style, specifically from Cartoon Saloon, they wanted me to do it as. And I felt uneasy about that.
It does feel wrong. It's like you're robbing their...
Look at that. Is that not cool?
We've got another few examples that you've sent through as well.
So this is kind of stealing artists, creators' work.
That's the big debate here. And Hayao Miyazaki from Studio Ghibli has famously been quite a critic of AI. So for his work in particular to be co-opted in this way, and this is a Bluey style images of you guys. Tommy, you're more like Bingo.
I'm Bingo.
You're both more like Bingo.
I love that.
He says AI is an insult to life itself.
But this is the way the world is going, Elaine.
But it's robbing things. Because
but I know it is, but that's like it or leave it. It's happening.
No, we don't have to like it or leave it, because there are now authors talking about Carmel Harrington, Catherine Ryan Murphy, all of these authors, Aoife Barry, who comes in here, who wrote a book about the state of the tech industry. Those books have been taken by Meta AI to train.
There's two things to say here. There's a legal issue here, obviously. It's about the training data. Did the data going into OpenAI include stills from Studio Ghibli images, entire films from Studio Ghibli? include entire books from
Of course it did, because it's on the internet.
Now, we know that Meta AI used shadow libraries, which are pirated content to begin with, so already out of the bounds of what's legal, in the training of its AI data. We don't know anything about OpenAI's training data. They're very obscure about that stuff. And the question remains is this fair use to be able to produce that scale based on other people's work? Or is it, outside the bounds of copyright?
But is it being used? Is it being used?
Well, this is the other thing.
Because it's
the style of issue.
They're melting down. It's getting that much use. So
the
servers.
So the people are wanting it.
Yeah. Now that's a phrase that Sam Altman has used. I'm sure their servers aren't actually on fire or anything like that. But yes, this is slowing down. And now it costs ChatGPT to even respond to your text queries. So you can imagine what kind of costs it's causing to create these really, really sophisticated images. And it's maybe $20 a month for like the most accessible plan on ChatGPT. If all you're getting for that is hallucination text and some fun images, that's a trend that dies off really quickly. And I still don't see any sustainability for this company to keep operating at a loss doing this. So I know you're saying, Tommy, like this is the way the world is going.
I have
for
friends
how
who
long do we
use
have
it
this
all the
available to
time
us?
for all their work, for presentations, for going into meetings. How do I approach this conversation? Using this book that I'm reading with, set me up a presentation that I can use. And so people use it
and the
to make their job much more efficient.
The text rendering in this one is way more sophisticated as well. You can create a very professional-looking poster or advertisement like that. That also, again, has problems because I can create a fake product and fake advertising around it that looks very real very quickly and scam a lot of people
But
very, very
also
quickly.
taking people's, getting ready for a presentation, that's one thing. Taking people's fictional novels or whatever, well thought through research novels or books and putting it in so that it can then spit it out in the exact same style.
Yeah, and people are using it because it's accessible now. I do not know for how long they can maintain this accessibility of it because it is very expensive to run and it's getting more expensive the more advanced it gets.
It's almost like you have too many things to talk about in your podcast every single week. You can find out more for tech's sake. Elaine Burke, as always, thank you so much for being here and thank you for doing that for us last night. We appreciate it.
Those pictures are cool, aren't they?
You'll have them on. We're not stealing them.
Let us know what you think. Are you worried about AI or do you use it? 0896 111 111.
Coming up after 9, the influencer with alopecia, who's made the BBC's top 100 women list.
Plus book reviews and zesty lemon cheesecake on the menu.
See you back here shortly.